This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
It's a story you first saw on RTV6. Residents of a Southwest Side mobile home park need help and answers. They have 7 weeks to pack up and get out after a sudden decision by the owners to shut down the park.
The residents of the I-70 mobile home park turned to RTV6, and only RTV6's Cameron Riddle is bringing help directly to their front doors with a way they can possibly make their voices heard.
After reaching out to RTV6 last week, the residents of the I-70 mobile home park are getting some answers following receiving this notice to leave their property in 60 days, a notice that they and some legal experts say just doesn't add up.
Well, we've gotten a lot of publicity and a lot of people reaching out finally, thanks to you guys.
The people who call the park home own their mobile homes, but not the land they sit on. Last week, the owners of the park, listed as Blue Lakes Incorporated, told RTV6 they're closing as an alternative to making $100,000 in repairs to water pipes, connecting each mobile home to the water line provided by Citizens Energy Group.
If the sewage is the issue, we're more than willing to pay a little more on our lot rent. Every one of us has said that.
When RTV6 contacted Citizens, a spokesperson confirmed the park had been exploring options to upgrade water lines, but had not heard back from the park owners since April of this year. Citizens says they did not mandate the upgrades, which doesn't line up with the letter residents received from management.
Citizens Energy has no disconnect date for us, like they told us. Just everything we're basically being told is turning out to be a lie.
The notice given to residents says all utilities will be shut off on October 15th. That's the same day residents have to either remove the homes they own or leave them to be torn down.
All of us have got to worry about what we're doing, where we're going, how we're going to get there.
With silence coming from park management, RTV6 contacted the Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic, hoping to point the residents who called us in the right direction.
At the very least, I think that just the way that this has occurred is it's just not fair. That's all I'll say about that. Is I just think that the owners in this situation should have given a little bit more concern to the people that live here.
Surrounded by residents with more questions than answers, Attorney Chase Haller says they do have rights and should consider legal action. While listening to residents' claims, Haller handed out complaint forms for the Attorney General's office. He says if enough people submit their claims, it might be enough to get the attention of state officials.
If you don't want to rent to them anymore, that's fine, but many of these people have spent thousands of dollars on the trailers that are immovable. And so are they going to be compensated for that? Or is there going to be some kind of refund for some of the money they've paid for that? I think those are questions that the owner should answer.
Working for you on the Southwest Side, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, thanks. And 1 week from today, elected officials and the mayor's office are holding a resource fair so I-70 mobile home park residents can learn more about housing assistance and legal clinic services available to them. If you have a problem and need help getting answers, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
It is a beautiful night to take a walk along the canals we're showing you there, but when it's time to leave for work or wait at the bus stop in the morning, you might want a jacket. Kevin's here with the forecast.
I don't think we'll need to layer up, but it'll get your attention. Refreshing is a word. That was our high temperature today, 82. That's in the memory banks. Let's talk about what's happening across central Indiana now. With the wind out of the west, drier air is filtering into central Indiana. That will allow temperatures to fall off a little more tonight. It is 67 in Lafayette, in the 60s, Bloomington, Columbus, and also Peru. Indy sits 12 degrees cooler than our high temperature today. New Pal's at 65. We're all headed into the 50s by the morning. Middle to upper 50s with a clear sky. There are about 3 reasons why I think you'll love tomorrow. We'll give you all those reasons and look into the Labor Day weekend coming up.
Prosecutors want to charge the 15-year-old boy accused of killing teen siblings last week as an adult. Right now, the suspect faces several charges in juvenile court, including murder. The teen is accused of shooting and killing 15-year-old Ashlyn Nelson and 16-year-old Nicholas Nelson inside their apartment near 42nd and Post Road on the northeast side of Indianapolis. A hearing on the request to waive the case to adult court has not been set.
The number of lung illnesses that could be connected to electronic cigarettes in Indiana is growing. The state health department is now investigating 18 cases. That's up from 13 this time last week. 7 of those cases are confirmed to be related to vaping. This is part of a nationwide outbreak. The Centers for Disease Control has tracked dozens of similar illnesses since June. The agency says some patients got so sick they needed a ventilator to help them breathe. Part of an Indianapolis grocery store is back open after facing health code violations. Last week, the Marion County Health Department suspended the food license of the Safeway on Kessler Boulevard near 30th Street on the west side after finding rodent droppings and urine in the store. The general sales floor and the meat department passed re-inspection today and reopened, but the deli area did not, so it remains closed.
IUPUI will have a new men's basketball coach this season as Jason Gardner faces charges. He resigned as head coach after police arrested him in Hamilton County yesterday morning on drunk driving charges. A university spokesperson tells RTV6 the decision for Gardner to step down was mutual. He had coached at IUPUI since 2014. A state representative facing charges is due back in court on September 10th. Dan Forrestal made his first court appearance this afternoon. He is accused of operating a vehicle while intoxicated and impersonating an officer. When police arrested Forrestal earlier this month on the east side of Indianapolis, he allegedly threatened to use his status to have officers fired.
Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb says he is looking to appoint a new leader of the Indiana National Guard, but wants to make sure it's the right person. Major General Courtney Carr stepped down after a former Guard contractor filed a lawsuit. Sherry McLaughlin spoke to Call 6 Investigates earlier this month. She says when she spoke up about an alleged affair between Carr and a subordinate, she faced retaliation and intimidation. The governor announced August 12th he asked Carr to resign, but at the time he did not explain that decision. Call 6 is getting answers tonight.
Why ask for his resignation? Why now?
Well, after reviewing the lawsuit and being briefed by my team, thought it was in the best interest of the state and for himself that he resign, and I'm grateful that he took that recommendation to heart and made the decision to do so.
McLaughlin says she reached out to Governor Holcomb's office starting in October 2017, but never got a meeting. Courtney Carr's attorney says they will address the allegations in court at the appropriate time.
Vice President Mike Pence is scheduled to be in Indianapolis tomorrow to speak at the American Legion National Convention. The former Indiana governor also spoke at the event last year when it was held in Minneapolis. He's set to speak at 1 o'clock at the Indiana Convention Center. The event is not open to the public. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo spoke at the convention today. He addressed how the president's trade war with China is impacting Indiana. According to a recent survey conducted by Indiana Farm Bureau, 72% of farmers in the state say the current trade environment is jeopardizing their operations.
I'm confident we'll get to a place where China will once again recognize the great value that is delivered by American farmers and continue to purchase the goods from right here in places like Indiana.
China is one of the top countries where Indiana farm products are sold. It is 4th behind Canada, Mexico, and Japan.
Next week, you can weigh in on separate proposals that would raise your Duke Energy or IPL bill. Duke wants to increase rates by 15.5%. The hike would be phased in over 2020 and 2021. A public hearing will be held September 9th at 6 o'clock in the Carmel High School auditorium. IPL is asking for a series of rate hikes over 7 years. Bills would increase between 0.8% and 1.3% starting next year. 2 hearings in Indianapolis will be held, first on September 3rd at the new Augusta Public Academy, and a second one on September 10th at the Schweitzer Student Center on the UND campus. Recycling is back in Johnson County. The service ended last year because of sorting issues. County leaders say people were dumping trash in the bins. Now there's a new system to prevent that problem. Instead of dropping items into a bin, you stay in your car and drive through the warehouse where staff members remove items for you.
I wanted to get out of my car, but they were like, no, yeah, you're fine. We'll do everything for you. So that was good.
The Recycling Center there is on Arvin Drive in Franklin. It'll be open Tuesdays through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the 2nd and 4th Saturdays of the month from 7:30 to noon. The service is for Johnson County residents only.
New affordable homes are coming to a historic Indianapolis neighborhood. Today, the city celebrated the future construction of 13 homes in Old South Side near downtown Indianapolis. Construction on several of the homes is expected to start in a couple of weeks. The project is funded through the Lift Indy program.
With this construction, we will ensure the continuity of a diverse and affordable community. And we will ensure that the great institutions of these neighborhoods remain the pillars that they are.
Old South Side spans several streets, including Iowa, South Delaware, South Meridian, and Talbot. A proposal to build another luxury apartment complex in downtown is headed to the full council. Plans for the development at 421 North Pennsylvania hit a roadblock last month after a committee vote ended in a tie. But the plan is moving forward now after a new vote this week. The city is being asked to give about $10 million in tax money over the next 25 years.
Part of I-65 on the south side is closed at this hour. Construction is happening now in the northbound lanes between Southport Road and I-465. The left 3 lanes are shut down, so you can still get through, but as you can see from our INDOT cameras, traffic is moving slowly. The lanes are scheduled to reopen at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. We are counting down until the start of the Indigo Red Line rapid transit route. It's 5 days away. Buses will start running on Sunday from Broad Ripple to the University of Indianapolis on the south side. Working for you, RTV6 is helping you prepare for the changes that the new system will bring for riders, drivers, and cyclists. Watch our half-hour special, Inside the Red Line, Thursday at 7 o'clock, only on RTV6.
Forget pencils and notebooks. For students around central Indiana, their school supplies are drills and stethoscopes. Next, Hiring Hoosiers shares programs that are helping young people go from classroom to career.
And Puerto Rico is preparing for another potential hurricane as the island is still recovering from the devastation of Hurricane Maria. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
Only at Value City Furniture.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
All month, RTV6 has been showing you unique programs at schools across central Indiana that help students go from classroom to career. It's part of our Hiring Hoosiers initiative. Tonight, we're taking you inside the Advanced Manufacturing Technology program at J. Everett Light Career Center on the north side of Indianapolis. Students use tools like 3D printing and CNC machining to learn about quality control, maintenance awareness, and safety. They say their teacher gives them freedom and allows them to be creative.
It's not like most classes, you know. He's not like over us all the time. I like the fact that he'll let us work, you know. He'll let us come out here on our own, work on our own personal projects. You know, I really like that about this class.
Being able to, you know, use my creative ability to make whatever I want to make as long as I know how to design it on CAD or whatever program I'm using.
Students earn certifications and college credits, which save them hundreds of dollars in college tuition. Now to Pike High School, where students are becoming certified nursing assistants at the Pike Career and STEM Centers. They learn skills in a lab and then go out and take care of real people at places like long-term health care facilities. Jobs will be waiting for many of these students after they graduate.
A lot of these students say they want to be doctors, they want to be nurses, other areas in the healthcare field. And right now there's a really big shortage in nursing.
You don't get a lot of opportunities out there, and this is a great opportunity to go from one point in your life that you're basically just learning and then just go straight into it.
For more information about the CNA program at Pike High School or any classroom to career story you see on RTV6, go to hiringhoosiers.com.
Tropical Storm Dorian is already causing issues. Cruise ships are changing itineraries and airlines are canceling flights ahead of the storm. ABC's Maggie Ruley reports Dorian is expected to make landfall in Puerto Rico tomorrow night.
Final preparations are now underway in Puerto Rico. Tropical Storm Dorian is gaining strength and could become a hurricane. The island of Puerto Rico is in its crosshairs. People on the island are gathering whatever supplies they can.
Just to have enough water and canned food.
Preparing for what they fear could be the next devastating hurricane. Still fresh in their memories, 2017's Hurricane Maria, a strong Category 4 storm, packing 155-mile-an-hour winds and killing nearly 3,000 people. The storm knocking out power to much of the island for months. ABC's Victor Oquendo was on the ground for Maria, and he's back there now.
And no matter how strong Dorian is, the power grid, it's at risk here.
It is. It's fragile, and everyone knows that.
Many homes across the island still only shielded by these blue tarps.
When it rains, what does it look like?
They coming a lot of water.
A lot of water comes in.
A lot of water came here.
But this time around, FEMA says they're ready.
I think FEMA took a very aggressive stance for Dorian. It is the first system of the year, and we understand that the island is still very fragile.
They say they're deploying more than 3,000 people and stockpiling 5 warehouses with vital supplies, ready for whatever Dorian may bring. Maggie Bruley, ABC News, New York.
And Dorian's path will go on for quite a while. Looks like Sunday night now will approach the east coast of Florida as a Category 1 hurricane. That's the latest forecast. Winds of around 75 miles per hour. Keep our eye on that as we move toward Labor Day. For the Hoosier State, a dry stretch of weather on the way. It's in progress. Our chance for rain is minimal as we go through the weekend. It won't be non-existent, but the chance 20% or so, that's really it. 84 is the average high this time of year. Early next week, temperatures should climb back to the mid-80s. Those are some of the warmest temperatures within the 7-day planner. In the short term, it's all about cool temperatures, comfortable conditions. 65 in Crawfordsville, 67 in Peru, 66 in Greencastle. Just take your pick. Use any adjective you want. Maybe your windows are open now, letting in some of that fresh air as the humidity is falling. As far as the humidity scale, we were pegging the meter many times this summer on the instant sweat side of things. It's a just great kind of forecast here the next few days with very minimal humidity. In the morning, temperatures upper 50s. Bus stop, you'll need your sunglasses as you head off to work tomorrow. 73 at noon, and it will be breezy through the afternoon. Wind gusts over 20 miles per hour. 77, the magic number for the high temperature. By the time we get to noon, we should be at 74. If anything, just some mid to high level clouds would filter some sunshine. That's really about it. And again, the temperatures may feel a little bit cooler because of that stronger west wind gusting over 20 miles per hour at times, but it's ensuring that we get the dry air in here. Thursday, more sunshine, a cool start. Temperatures a little warmer on the finish, touching 80 for the high. Still below average for this time of the year, but pretty nice. Into the weekend, twin 81-degree days. The slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm Saturday, especially in the northern portion of the viewing area, and also Saturday night. Early next week, there's your warm-up. Labor Day forecast right now, partly sunny, 83. Tuesday is the warmest day in the forecast at 85. 7-day planner all put together. Coolest mornings are the next 2 mornings. After we get through tomorrow's 77-degree high, 6 straight days where temperatures will be at 80 or above.
Looking nice. Thanks, Kev. Tomorrow on Good Morning America, find out if your favorite artist is up for an award on country music's biggest night. The CMA Award nominees will be announced during the 8 o'clock hour on GMA. Carrie Underwood will host the show with special guest hosts Reba McEntire and Dolly Parton Wednesday, November 13th. Watch the CMA Awards and the announcement of the nominations only on RTV6.
And they're celebrating women in music, so
yes,
it should be a great show. Over to you, Mr. Dave.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, hey, what's going on?
Ready to go?
Busy week.
Let's do this.
It has been.
It's kind of started off kind of crazy.
It really did.
It's kind of settled down. No luck news for you tonight. I'm sorry. There we go.
I got your joke there.
How about something completely different? Team Penske has won a few races in Brickyard over the years. Ryan Blaney, perhaps to see the next Penske superstar in the spotlight with the news 11.
Call, click, or visit a store today.
To the complex, another day of the new normal life. AL after luck. Good news, rookie receiver Paris Campbell hampered all preseason by a hamstring, but practicing this week might play in the preseason finale Thursday in Cincinnati. Well, good evening. For the first time, Roger Penske sits as the reigning champ of both the Indy 500 and the Brickyard 400. A week from Sunday, he'd like to keep it that way, and maybe Ryan Blaney is the one to do it. Caught up with the young man, 9th in NASCAR points, before it's Blaney at the Brickyard next week in the Sports Extra Spotlight. Hey, Ryan, I hope you guys are rested up after a weekend off, let's call it. But, man, you guys hit this pretty hard now with Darlington and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. How excited are you about this?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. You know, there's 3 really big races in a row here from Darlington, Indy, and then Vegas, the first round of the playoffs coming up. So it's a pretty decent stretch, you know, and it really leads off. It'll be 12 weeks straight, you know, leading into the championship weekend down in Miami. So, but yeah, first we got Darlington, and then, you know, come up to you guys, and I'm excited to get up there to race for Mr. Penske up at Indy is always a very special thing.
Yeah, RP's won a few races at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Eventually, when you're at the shop there in Charlotte, you run into the IndyCar guys, right? Is there any tension? What is it like when you run into Elio and Simon? I'm sure Pagenaud walks around. He's got that Indy 500 ring on all the time. He's bragging, I'm guessing.
You know, they're all characters, man. I'm sure they'll say the same thing about us. But Elio, if you see him, you won't get a word in. You know, he uses all the words. You know, Simon, yeah, is definitely flashing his Indy 500 ring, which he has every right to. Power has the awesome accent and the very slow-talking, cool guy. And Newgarden just looks like a male model, you know, which is good. He kind of brightens the shop up. He's a good-looking guy. So, yeah, they got some good guys over there on that side. And you know, it was awesome for Pagenaud to win the 500 for RP's 18th 500. That was really special to see. Such a good dude. And but yeah, those guys. I keep saying we need to do a driver swap day to where they get in our stock cars and we get in their Indy cars and go have a little test session somewhere.
I like that.
You like touching spoons?
And by the way, the Penske games, the video you guys put together, and it's on periodically on Twitter and Facebook, you really get a sense of what this team, this camaraderie is like, but it's really well done. It's hilarious, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, the Penske games have been fun. I think we've been doing them for 2-3 years now. And man, you thought, you know, this year we had everybody. We had the supercar guys, sports car, IndyCar, NASCAR, and man, I think it ended up being like 15 or 16 grown men. And trying to herd a group of 16 grown men to doing something is worse than trying to gather preschoolers for class or something. That's it was definitely a project, but it was a lot of fun, and we enjoyed doing it.
Brickyard a week from Sunday. Also the final race for the playoffs. Top 16 get in. Look at the names on the bubble. Some heavy hitters there. Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, Jimmy Johnson. Wow. Hey, finally tonight, first and foremost from the Fieldhouse, the Fever's playoff hopes are still alive. Watch it inside. Tiara McCowan, the rookie, and one. She had a game-high 24 points and 17 boards. They led wire to wire, win at 86-71. Just 4 games left for the regular season. A loss, though. Any of those 4, they are eliminated. They host L.A. coming up on Thursday.
They can do it.
They can do it. They're that good, and they're improving, which is good news.
Okay, thank you, and we'll be right back.
NHRA.com.
The Indianapolis Animal Shelter is usually closed on Wednesdays, but not this week. IACS will be open from 10 to 6 tomorrow for a special adoption event. All adoptions are free for the rest of the month to help make room for new pets in need. The shelter is on Harding Street, south of Raymond, on the southwest side.
A nice sunny day to add a pet to your home. Temperatures in the morning in the 50s. Definitely tomorrow afternoon, a bit on the breezy side. We're at 73 at noon. That's 77 afternoon high temperature. And here it is hour by hour. 84 is average. So
it looks like a nice day.
The hair blowing in the wind. Be ready for that.
Okay.
For those of us who haven't.
Right. It was got to hold on to put it in the ponytail.
Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news.
Good night.